By now you have probably seen it, and you probably have a really strong opinion about it. It all started last night when Scottish musician Caitlin McNeil posted this photo on her Tumblr along with the caption, "Guys, please help me. Is this dress white or gold or blue and black? Me and my friends can't agree and we are freaking out." The entire internet quickly obliged. Taylor Swift weighed in, tweeting, "I don't understand this odd dress debate and I feel like it's a trick somehow. I am confused and scared. P.S. It's obviously blue and black." The dress, as it has come to be known, quickly became an internet-exploding meta-meme. There was Katy Perry's left shark wearing the dress. That is terrible Photoshop. There was Kim Kardashian wearing the dress. And there were the escaped llamas from yesterday wearing blue and black and white and gold, respectively. Even our elected leaders have weighed in. Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy tweeted, I know three things. 1, the ACA works. 2, climate change is real. 3, that dress is gold and white. California Representative Mark Takano went as far as to draft a House resolution about the dress being black and blue, and Speaker John Boehner tried to distract from the impending DHS shutdown, tweeting, "Facts, the dress is blue and black. Senate Democrats are blocking security funding to protect the president's immigration overreach." For the record, the actual dress is blue and black. It is also red and black, and white and black, and pink and black, just not white and gold. Sorry. Joining me now is Digital Voices editor with Fusion, founder of Jezebel.com, Anna Holmes, and assistant philosophy professor at Barnard College, John Morrison. Guys, the internet exploded and continues to explode over this dress. Let me just ask you as we start, what color did you see it as, Anna, and what color did you see it as?
Blue and black.
Blue and black.
Yeah, definitive.
White and gold.
Okay, so, and when you saw it as blue and black, did you feel very firm and impassioned in that opinion?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I actually didn't see it until many, many hours after it had kind of already blown up the internet.
Right.
I was out with friends, and I wasn't actually checking Twitter or my email. So it was only at about 10 p.m. when I got home that I saw what was going on. And it was, yeah, it's blue and black. And I'm very adamant about that.
Okay, so talk to me about why this is happening, from a scientific point of view or from a learned point of view.
When you perceive the color of the dress, your visual system is trying to figure out two things: the light in the room and how the dress reflects that light. It's basically trying to solve an equation with two variables, and there are many solutions to those kinds of equations. So your visual system has to take a guess. In this case, different people's visual systems are making different guesses.
Can you show a picture of the dress? Let's bring up a picture of the dress, because I want to talk specifically about what we're going to... there's light in the back of this, and that's part of the problem, right? People's eyes are calibrating the color of the dress depending on where the light source is. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, in particular, whether it's also being illuminated from the front.
Right. And this, I mean, so apparently this happens all the time, right?
Constantly.
Our eyes are constantly adjusting for the light so that the colors remain constant.
And not only that, but there's widespread variation in how people perceive colors. You can give people pairs of objects such that some people will say they're the same and some people will say they're different. You can give people objects some will say are pure unmixed yellow, others will say they look slightly greenish. These things are well known in the laboratory setting. What's exciting about this is that these phenomena are getting such a mass popular discussion.
Yeah, I mean, we're learning about ourselves as humans, Anna. There's an amazing similar sort of visual trick with a checkerboard. I think we can bring it up, and a cylinder that is casting a shadow across the checkerboard. Do we have that?
See, Adelson checker shadow, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a square in the back row marked A, and then there's one in the middle of the board marked B. Those two squares are the same color.
Yeah.
And can you show so if you draw a colored line connecting them, you see that they're the same color, but my mind still can't process this. And I think, Anna, part of the reason people are almost angry about this is because it sort of, it challenges our ideas about how we perceive the natural world.
Sure.
And it's an existential quandary as much as anything else.
Yeah, it calls into question, what the world looks like. I think that one of our strongest senses is our sense of sight. I'm lucky to have it, but it's weird though, the idea that people get angry about it is something that I don't.
Well, they're hashtags. I mean, as someone who founded Jezebel, there are hashtags: Team Black and Blue, Team Orange and Gold. Megan Garber in The Atlantic points out this is our knee-jerk sort of reaction to put ourselves into camps and then get angry in our respective camps.
It's kind of fun to put ourselves into camps, but I don't think it's fun to get angry about it. For example, actually once on the site we had a contest about what was better, pie or cake, and I was very adamant that pie was better. And
cake is obviously
but I'm not really going to, but I'm not really going to get that upset about it. So yeah, taking it to the outrage level is not something I quite get.
I think people might be right to get upset about it to some degree because it's calling into question our grip on reality. It's sort of like someone who grows up in a community that takes for granted certain moral values, and when you first come across somebody with different moral values, you start to wonder,
it challenges.
Yeah, was what I learned right? And so what we're finding here is people are getting so defensive and upset because they're wondering, is my perception the right one? And more generally, are my perceptions a reliable way of getting a grip on the world? And I think that kind of uncertainty is really exciting and philosophically interesting.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, Taylor Swift saying it's freaking me out. The impulse towards being freaked out by this, I think, is to your philosophical point about how this upends our worldview quite literally.
And something we take for granted more than anything else is up for debate.
I will say, Anna, there's another aspect to this, which is, I mean, this thing crushed the internet. I don't know, it's like millions of people have been chiming in on it in various sites, looking at the photo of it. This is also a sort of way for us to, reaffirm our communal ties. I mean, that's the sort of best spirit of the internet, right? Like, there are trolls, there's divisive language, but we also, like, for a moment over the last 24 hours, everybody was talking about this dress.
Right.
And while that may seem sort of beside the point, it's also, in some way deeply affirming that we can all focus on something.
I think
together.
maybe part of the reason that I didn't really like the outrage that ensued was because I came to it late. Like if I had come to it when everyone else was discovering it, then I might have felt more kind of attached to it as a phenomenon. But it was much later in the evening. Like the llamas, for example, I was watching when it was happening, and I felt that was very communal. I felt really, really, really like a part of something. Not to sound too corny.
No,
but with
you've
the dress,
been a part of a high stakes llama chase.
I was watching something unfold, and with the dress. By the time I heard about the dress, it had kind of unfolded. I mean, all the memes had been made.
I didn't know about it till this morning, so I'm obviously like at the end. I'm at the beginning of another meme, which is people coming late to the dress.
It's just an interesting wrinkle to the debate. Is it turns out that color perception varies widely, but it also correlates with age and gender. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of these debates fell along those lines as well.
Yeah, and I'm very, very young. Anna Holmes, stay with me. John Morrison, thanks so much for your thoughts and all of your work on. You're writing more about this,
Absolutely.
right? That's pretty awesome. Coming up, Anna, pay attention. Llamas on the loose. That's just for you. The return of Frank Underwood and claims that Madonna's hard fall was a PR stunt. All of that is just ahead.